Cannot play Sundowns side with a 5-man defense, exactly. Because the Sundowns side are very pacey. The Sundowns side are very, very quick. The Sundowns side are very, very fast, and they are very, very creative.
What Sundowns just need to avoid when they go to Lupo is to avoid conceding first. If they concede first, then the Lupo team might have a very big edge against them.
Mamelodi Sundowns defeated St. Eloi Lupo by 3-1. I am seeing that at least Lupo scored a goal. Do you think that going back to Congo there, that Mamelodi Sundowns have any way to qualify in the next round of this Champions League?
This is a game of football, and it's very good like that, because in CAF tournaments, at least I can see some kind of improvement in this competition. If a team like Lupo can come to South Africa and score a goal. I watched the game. It was a very interesting game. And Lupo, honestly speaking, they did not just come and sit back. They played good football, especially in the first half. And what really happened in that game, as I was watching, I jotted down some few points. In that game, they played with two strikers. It was difficult for the likes of Tekena and the rest to mark those two strikes. So at every given time, there are Sundowns two center backs were marking the two strikers. So leaving them with forcing their number 4 to come back to defend, which was very difficult. Unlike when they were using one striker. If you use one striker against a team, you allow the number 5 or number 6 to pick the striker, while the number 5, the center backs might stay behind against loose balls. You understand? It will be free. But in this case, the two center backs of Sundowns were not free. They were on their feet. So, and that was why Lupo was able to score that lone goal. Because if you see the goal, when the square play came in, one of the Sundowns defender was marking one of the striker. So the other striker too, another defender was marking him. So there was nobody was free there. So they don't know who to mark exactly. So the two strikers were running down the defense line in that first, so there were a lot of energy there. So the often attackers, they were making decent runs, in that front. But during the second half, they got tired, because Sundowns, to be honest, in that first half, they were still trying to play the game, to balance the game. The game was still somehow. But when those guys equalized that goal, they feel like, man, I think we need to be on our toes. And coming into the game in the second half, they began to possess the ball. It was that 61 minutes when they got the second goal. Through their Marcelo Chile scored the second goal. That was when they started playing well after the second goal, and that was when I realized that no, Sundowns truly, they were very, very good, because I began to see a game like I began to see football like the Brazilian, the way they used to call them, the Brazilian team. Honestly, they really did very, very well in that game in the second half. That was how they buried that game, because they already knew now that these guys, they are not here to joke. And those Lupo players, they were very, very physical. So they didn't just allow Sundowns to just overrule, because they have already, I think they learned their lesson from Orlando Pirates game that they came to play. So they knew that coming back to South Africa here, they were going to put in their all in that game. So Sundowns, that is, at least they did well by coming out victorious in that game. I know last season when they were playing in the group stage, they played about 6 games. They had about 2 wins, 3 draws, and they lost 1. They even came second in the group. But at the end of the day, they went ahead to play in the finals, losing out to Pyramids in the finals. So starting a tournament like this is not bad for Sundowns, because you can even draw, but along the line, you began to show that, yes, you are a big team along the line. So it's not a bad one for them, but a good one for Lupo. At least it shows a sign that in their home, other group games too, with other opponents, they can come up with a victory.
Okay, how about Mamelodi Sundowns and Lupo? At least they scored a goal in South Africa. Yes. Do you think that will take them to the next stage of this championship?
Yeah. Though it's the first game of the CAF Champions League, and though they have lost 3-1, it's a wake-up call for them to go back to the drawing board, work things out, and ensure that their next home match, they win. You can actually judge the content of a book through its cover. You understand? So it's a 3-1 game. They have the possibility of still qualifying, given the kind of fight they gave Mamelodi Sundowns. I saw Mamelodi Sundowns side coming out with a 4-2-3-1 formation, and I saw the Lupo fielding a 5-3-2 formation. Okay. Now, when I saw that 5-3-2, it was so conspicuous to me that the coach, actually came to defense, knowing fully well that the the
Sundowns.
Sundowns South African side has a kind of venom, a kind of sting they have when they are pushing the attack. So he decided to play 5-man defense wall, 3-man midfield, and 2-man in attack. So it was so, the game gave me a lot of reason to watch it. Now they kept Kachala up front and the other is striking partner. But when the game started, I saw a lot of sting from the South African side, given that, I love the kind of formation and I like the stalwart kind of play of Mokoena and Alain de Bravo. They stood very firm on that midfield. The Matthews, the Resinho, and the Reyners. They played perfectly well, considering the fact that their striker Santos too is a very flashy and silky, a striker too. But at the end of the day, after the first goal, the South African side scored, Limpopo came out, they salvaged the goal 1-1. But when they came into the second period, the sting was too much. Considering the fact 5-man defense, they couldn't withstand the midfield artistry of the Sundowns side. So that's why they went ahead to concede 2 and as well conceded 3 goals. If they still go to the away match in Limpopo, if they still play the same formation again, I see Sundowns still winning them, because you cannot play Sundowns side with a 5-man defense, because this is a team that have been positive over time. That formation is a formation they have been playing week in, week out. The Sundowns side are very pacey. The Sundowns side are very, very quick. The Sundowns side are very, very fast, and they're very, very creative. And the Mokoena in that their midfield is a stalwart. With that is central midfield partner, that and the Bravo. They are strong players. They can recover at every lose of the ball from the attack or the midfield. They recover very, very well. And the attacking force of them, that Resinho, that guy on that midfield, the guy is too quick. He's very, very creative. So you can't play. You can't play a Sundowns side with such creative energy, with such kind of players. Playing 5-man defense where you can't win such teams. So the game come out, the better side won in that game. From all my observation, the better side won. The South African side gave them a run for their money. So it was a 3-1 goal line. So they actually merited the game.
Chima, I'll come back to you. Sundowns in their next leg with Lupo. How do you see the game? Because I'm looking at Lupo taking them almost to the same pitch they played with Orlando Pirates, and that they beat Orlando Pirates 3-0. Do you think that some Sundowns players or the team at Sundowns will be able to withstand that pressure that they will have there in Congo?
Yes, Sundowns can withstand the pressure because Sundowns have won the CAF Champions League
even
before.
On a bad pitch.
And they have won the CAF Champions League before, and they still came second last season. So they have CAF Champions League experience. They have been to places like that to play this game, and they know African football. One thing you must not do in African football is to go behind. Once you concede a goal first, it's very, very difficult to come back. As far as with what I've studied in African game, no matter who you are playing against, no matter how small the team might be. So what Sundowns just need to avoid when they go to Lupo is to avoid conceding first. If they concede first, then the Lupo team might have a very big edge against them. But now, why they will succeed in Lupo is because, one, Pirates have faced the same experience, and they saw what Pirates did. They saw how those guys humiliated Pirates. So I feel like when the return leg fixtures will be coming closer, they are going to prepare specially for that game, and prepare especially for that game, they can as well go to almost the same pitch to train and then start. And then I know they are experienced players, so they are going to change their pattern if it is to begin to play long balls or to defend you. But I know that once it's time to play that game, if Lupo did not come up with another strategy, they already know their strategy already. So Sundowns will go there preparing for them. But they have not played Pirates before, and Pirates have not had such experience before with them. It will have been easier for them. So now Sundowns know what to expect already. So when you are going for war and you know what you are expecting already, so I don't think with the kind of player that Sundowns have, with the kind of experience that they have in their team, so I believe they are equal to the task. Whenever but maybe the scoreline might not be much. So, but if they did not concede first, maybe they will go there and get a win or draw also, because you might still get there, the game will still change, and then Sundowns is not Pirates. Football can change at any given time. So they might go there and still beat Lupo, but it's not going to be very easy because Lupo will go physical. They will use physical spirit, everything they have to win that match against Sundowns. But then it will also depend on other results of their game. Before then, we'll see the momentum. Sundowns for now.
It's still the group stage.
Yes, it's still in the group stage. Even your form in the PSL and in your league as well counts. Lupo in their Congolese league, Sundowns in the PSL. So while the game is coming closer, you check your form, you check the player that will be fit by then. So all those things as well will determine how they are going to perform in that game.
Okay, Albert, He said that Lupo came out with a 5-man defense.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that the coach came out to defend, maybe at least salvage a point in Mamelodi in South Africa.
Yeah.
Then going back to Congo, he will have his own strategy to plan. Do you think that with what happened with Orlando Pirates, that they took them to a bad pitch, and now they've come to South Africa, they lost the game, losing 3-1. Do you think they will still take them to that pitch to play, or they will have another strategy to take them to a sandy pitch? Yes, they might take them to a sandy pitch and not a bad pitch. Knowing fully well that Orlando and that Sundowns will know that they will go to that same pitch. Now they might take them to a sandy pitch. That will be difficult for the Sundowns players to play.
All right. First and foremost, any pitch they want to use has been certified okay by CAF committee. Are you getting it? So no matter how you want to check it, that pitch, whatever pitch you are going to take the Sundowns team to, is a pitch that is accepted by the Confederation of African Football. Then, to the game proper, what I saw in that game, though it's unarguably that in the game of football, anything can happen. But I want to go by the game proper. What I see the Sundowns player played and what I've been seeing them play over time compared to the Limpopo side, take them to any pitch. Don't forget that in this match, Sundowns won 3-1. Ball possession, Sundown. Passes completed, Sundown. Corner kicks, Sundown. Goal attempt, Sundown. So it calls for the kind of football, the tactics, and the player executing these tactics. Because some tactics may not work depending on the kind of player you feel.
Yeah,
so if they see go to Limpopo, and Limpopo come out with the same formation, undoubtedly the Sundowns side will still beat them. If they come out with another formation, if they want to play 4-4-2, another strategy, come out with 4-4-2, you even give them you will give the Sundowns side a leverage to even go protrude their defense even more, because even with 5-man defense, they still score them 3 goals. Are you getting it? It's because the Sundown, they call them the Brazilians. No doubt about it. They actually play like a Brazilian in the game. And there's something about the team I actually like so much. Their recovering ability. If they lose the ball from the attacking fourth, the whole of them retrench back to the defense line to recover the ball. And when they get the ball, they hit it 10%. They don't have a superstar player. All of them play 10%. And that's one of the things that makes a team go forward. Teamwork, 10%. So coming to Limpopo, going away match against Limpopo, I don't see Limpopo side winning the Sundowns side. If they want to change formation, the Sundowns side will still go head to head. When I see a team that will actually match the Sundowns side, I will come on this table and see analyze it. But I don't see the Limpopo side beating Sundowns even when they go for the away match.
Any other thing?
Like
saying regards to that.
Yes, like what you just said. When I was watching those Sundowns game, I saw like that second goal, that Haaland score. It was a very good goal, and if you see the way they played that ball, the Santos that crossing that ball, if I'm not mistaken, without even looking, without even checking his back, he played those balls inside the 80, and they have been playing those kind of balls inside the 80. And so these players understand when to run in. They understand that you don't even need to turn and look before you make a pass. They know where their players are. That shows the level that they are operating. One of the challenges Pirates had during that Lupopo's game was that one, Pirates were so confident that they were going to win that game, because then they didn't really know much information about the team. So that team capitalized, knowing where that Pirates is a very good team. And then Pirates look at so many things, like I said before, they fight a case against that Lupopo, which, we were looking at it that probably they might disqualify FC Lupo. But unfortunately, on the, I think 21 or 22 of November, CAF came out and they said all the case filed against Lupopo have been dropped. And then everything what they said, the registration of Ramos Kashala, the one that scored, and then Mulia, that they did not register them properly well. And then Guy Bukasa, which is their coach also, because he got a red card during the under-20 tournament. He was the coach of Congolese under-20 national team. So they were thinking, that the red card was supposed to that the suspension, because it's not a red card, it was suspended for 6 games. So suspending him for 6 games. So Pirates were hoping that if this man, carried over to the CAF Champions League matches. So they were using that as an opportunity to just tackle that Lupopo. But unfortunately, when CAF looked into the matter, which I did not like how CAF ruled that case, because somebody that was suspended during a tournament and it's still African competition. Now the person is now a coach of a club side. going to coach, he sat on the bench to oversee a game. Then what is the essence of that tournament? But when I begin to check the case, CAF was now explaining that if you have a suspension, that suspension has to go with that same tournament in which you were suspended, which to me does not make sense, because if you get a red card or you are suspended as an under-20 coach, what if you did not coach under 20 again in your life? So that means that 6-match ban is nothing. So I was thinking that suspension should have carried on in any tournament that man coach.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying now? So now, in that case now, they now fight Pirates now. Now, look at what Pirates now did in retaliation when they came to Pirates to play. Instead of Pirates to prepare very, very well to play this guy, Pirates now pour some chemical in their dressing room. You know, which CAF did not specify that the type of chemical. But because of that, CAF now fine Pirates $20,000 US. Then fine them, fine them $5,000 US. Then now fine Pirates $20,000 again for not giving them proper accreditation. They deny them some, and when they don't give you those badges and those accreditation, they will deny that. They deny those Lupo players of some places in that stadium where they're supposed to, because when you come for away game, according to FIFA, you're supposed to give them every license, every accreditation to enter every area, the media room, the dressing room, all of this. So Pirates did not. The Pirates too was trying to play mind game with them to see. But in African football, you should have grown more than that. Pirates is a far, far bigger team than
they were not supposed to have. They were not
supposed to have done that. Alright, so that was why Pirates now, after losing the game, they started filing those cases to see. But unfortunately for them, in the time of filing that case, Lupo to have to file another case that look at what they did to us. Now they now confirm Pirates instead of confirming Lupo. So all those things played out. That was what made Pirates to just lose that easily. So now in Sundowns case, Sundowns will have, at least they will have learned their lesson in this case. In all of this now, going to that away game, I believe they will be so prepared very, very well. And then they will just prepare because they know what they are going to expect in Congo. Congo compared to PSL, there's much different in terms of their league. So definitely you can't expect the Congolese to give you all the best when you are coming to play, knowing whether if they give you all the best platform, you are going to beat them hands down. So, and then those pitches sometimes CAF can confirm, but sometimes they can still take it to some pitch that they will say the pitch is okay, bro. But when you come, it's not up to the standard in which the PSL are operating. So, and definitely if there's no other better pitch there, CAF will just have to find a way. So, okay, let the man just go ahead. All of those things and at the end of the day, you see them. Although that pitch that they use against Pirates, I'm not sure if they are going to use it, because TP Mazembe owner have already said that he's ready to offer Lupo their own stadium to use based on they are from the same, so they should be able to but I'm not sure. Maybe they're just playing a mind game because they want to take Sundowns to where they will not be able to play that their scintillating style of football, which should play a very big advantage. But know that don't remove anything away from those Lupo team. They are very, with what I saw in that game, they played well because they did not just they did not just come to sit back against Sundowns. They were attacking. In fact, they were even pushing up front, coming back, attacking with two strikers. It's not easy to play Sundowns with two strikers. You understand? So they did well, but Sundowns have a bigger edge over them.
Who is the CAF president?
Patrick Mosepe.
Then why did Mosepe support Orlando Pirates?
No.
So they keep their own case.
No. One thing you must know about this thing.
In that case, just counted that Pirates have failed.
Yes, now what you must know about Mosepe. Mosepe is not. It's a neutral, and it's not Mosepe that judges the case. They have committees. They have committee that is different.
They can still judge it in his favor.
No. They have committee, and that committee comprised of so many other people from other countries that knows about the game very, very well. So they have to judge basically on what they saw.
Anyway, that's by the way. Any other thing to chip in this in this game?
Just as Chiba, but what I see is that there is some countries has constitution. FIFA has their own regulatory handbook. CAF too have their own handbook. So if anything go contrary to what is written black and white in FIFA, CAF rules and regulation, let the other team, let the opposition team file a report, and then we investigate the issue, and the team that in any way will be fined. Are you getting it? The issue of pouring a chemical in here, the issue of pitches, whatsoever you feel it's not right. Not going into the media room and all of that.
You were saying that it was, but CAF don't want to use that statement.
CAF will not use some statement.
That's why CAF said the chemical was detrimental to human health and the players' health and officials. So CAF just specified it like that.
This is African football, and sometimes we want to look at it holistically, we'll call it mind game. They do the DRs too in the Western world, but they have their own way. They play these gimmicks. So whichever way you use to frustrate your opponent before he comes into the pitch, you can actually use it. You understand?
No, something that is not legal. It's not
No. That's what they say.
Whatever way,
Whichever way does. I didn't say the person should go illegal, but if you go illegal, the opposition team have every right to lodge his own complaint.
Yes.
Then CAF will check into the issue. If you go contrary, you will be fine. But I tell you the truth, if you are coming for an away game, every home team want to win. They will fight. Even sometimes they may just ask people not to allow you guys to enter some certain places. You understand? Yes, some fans can even come into where you're training in the morning and disengage you and all of that. So just it's mind game for you not to stay focused on the match. It's mind game, it's football. Every home team want to go with we go home with the winning that very day. So it's football. There's regulations that covers every football in every part of the world. So if anybody else, the opposition team to just write his own feel anywhere misconduct have actually triggered. Let him contest. Then CAF will go into digging deep and seeing who have actually heard and give the right punishments. That's just it.
Anyway, Mamelodi Sundowns defeated Lupo of Congo by 3-1. I believe the second leg might be a little bit difficult for them, but then time will tell. We are going to go into the game between Pyramids of Egypt and our own darling Rivers United. They lost 3-0, and the whole 3 goals were scored in the second half of the game. The first goal came in the 58th minute, the second goal came in the 55th minute, and the third goal came in the 72 minutes by only one man, Ahmed Atef. He scored all the goals himself. Chima, does our darling Rivers United, being led by coach George Finidi, have any chance of coming out on top in that group?
If you say on top, that's a very bad statement to you. How can they come on top when
they can win other matches and come on top?
It's not possible, because it's not possible. It's what I'm saying now. It's not possible.
What said it's not. No, what can't it happen in football?
No, it happens in football, but from my own perspective now. Before I was believing before this man, not just because they lost this man, but I have my reason. Losing to Pyramid is not a bad this thing. Pyramid defending champion, so definitely we all know that. As Rivers United are going there, they will collect nothing less than 3 goals, which they did not disappoint in collecting those goals. You understand? Now, the first half, I was thinking that don't you know what you're supposed to do already? But in second half, yes, exactly.
But the first half, they played well.
That's what I'm telling you now. Football is played in 90 minutes. They can score you 5 goals in from 90 minutes to 95 minutes. You still lost the game 5-0. But why I said it's not possible is because when I saw the interview that Finidi George granted about 2 weeks, about 2 weeks before the game, about 1 week or 2 weeks, I said it here on the show that my biggest worry was that how can a coach, Finidi George, grant an interview where they were asking you that how are you preparing for Pyramids of Egypt game? Then within 2 weeks or so, you are playing game next week, and you will travel like 2 or 3 days before that match. You were telling the interviewer that when the time comes, you will prepare for the match. So which time is it after the match that you want to prepare? A coach that is preparing for a CAF Champions League against a defending champion, and then even if you are not preparing, at least you can even hide that shame and just say that, okay, we are preparing, we are working, we are doing our 30, we are doing what you're supposed to do.
Maybe you didn't want to let the cat out of the bag.
Okay, which one did it? Okay, you didn't. Now you have let the cat out of. Now we have just seen what is inside the bag. Now you understand that was a very bad statement by a coach. Telling the media that you are not preparing when he didn't say he was not prepared. He said we will prepare when the time comes. When you know you have
maybe when you get the funds.
So definitely you have already prepared to lose the game already. Going to Egypt already is not easy. Anything that all this North Africa, they have football in Africa. Join with South Africa. So definitely all this North Africa, they are more bigger in terms of football. You understand now in Africa, now in every way, want to check it. The standard, their league, everything, the weather, the stadiums, they use all of those. So definitely when you are going there to play, even if you are going to play the smallest team, even in terms of racism, in terms of how to play mind game, these people knows how to do this thing. They are the one that will be putting those those what is it
those
called?
flashlights.
Yeah, those flashlights on your face when you are playing. This not that they know how to. They are very radical. They are very rude. They are very stubborn in terms of football. So anytime they want to play, they can win you with anything. And they are Arabs. So when you are playing against these Arabs, they know how to come out between one way or the other. They are very, very stubborn. If they are leading, if they score you first, you are in trouble. If you score them first, you are in trouble. So if you are going to play those man during those days of Enyimba, when you are playing against North Africa, you have to be on your toe. You have to be radical. You have to be stubborn. You have to be very, very strong. Your mind. In fact, if they blow any foul against you, you don't even need to leave the ball. You have to stand in front of that ball. Anything they did, they can come to you. They can come to you and spit on your face without the referee. They can come to you and just want to intentionally provoke you when they are playing. So all these things, you know them if you are studying.
Those are antics in football.
Yeah, so I don't expect Nigerian team, Rivers United, to go there and then begin to play like pastors. Pastors don't play football. I know they play football. Even if you are playing against your senior brother there, on that pitch, kill anybody that you have to kill to win the game. So Liverpool just went there. First half, they did well, but they were still struggling. They struggled with the pace of those pyramids, their wing play, all of those things, the pace, the power, all those Joseph Onoja, all of them, they were struggling because you can't compare the standard of those of that team to Rivers United. Probably those guys say maybe they've never even chopped before that game. You can't tell. So all the whole thing, I said it before that if Rivers must do well, first of all, they must take care of those players very, very well because the mindset already, if you pay them their outstanding payment, give them it will boost their morale very, very well. Then take them to facilities that are very, very okay in Port Harcourt. Let them to, because the people they are going to play against also is going to train with higher facilities. So if you are coming here to play and then you just go to the gym, you just carry one iron, two iron, you are going here to play this guy. It will never work. Okay. It will not work. This is football. These guys have been in the game for so many years. You understand? So that is it. So I'm not saying Rivers, if they continue like this, probably their home game against Pyramid, they cannot win the match. It's not, but if they can secure at least clean every of their home game in Port Harcourt, if they can win those games, fine for them. But away games, I doubt.
Albert, Pyramid 3, Rivers United 0. Is it that the players were playing with hunger or that? Because I don't understand why they lost 3-0 to Pyramids.
What were you expecting before?
I was expecting a go draw.
First and foremost, the ambience of the game, the fans that came out to watch, the texture of that pitch, green grass, very sweet green grass.
And we don't have that.
It synchronizes with the green up and down green socks of Rivers United. Very beautiful. and the Pyramid side wore a white jersey, black tog, and the black. The ambience was so lovely. But going to the game,
they drew in first half. They played.
Yes, they drew 0-0 first half. But the Rivers United side exhausted all their energy. They came with all their energy in the first half. Don't forget the CAF Interclub Player of the year, Fisty Mayele. You see what that guy was doing? He was just showing that he merited
that award. He didn't score.
He didn't score. But Mahdi Abdulrahman was actually influential from the right-hand side. Ed Kati in the midfield. Look at that, the Brazilian co-striking partner. Yes, they were playing exceptional football. Now, the person that scored the goal, Ahmed Atef El Sahel, the guy was always, at every point, the ball is at the front. He's always giving like 10 to 15 yards apart.
From the keeper.
Yes, apart. So that any loose ball, he can hit. And that is the way he scored all his goals. The first goal was a scramble. Was it Fisting? Hit it. The goalkeeper parried. From behind, Ahmed Atef came and scored the goal. The second two goals he scored, he came from the behind again and narrowed it to the down corner of the game. You see, if even you check the game, the statistics shows how they outplayed the Riverside. Ball possession, passes completed.
Do you have the breakdown of the statistics?
Yes, I have some of the breakdown. Ball possession, 66%, Pyramid, 34%, Rivers United.
They tried.
Passes, 88%, Rivers United, 76%. Chances, big chances, Pyramids, 3 chances, Rivers United, 0 chances. Total shot on goal, 17 Pyramid, 5 Rivers United. Shot on target, 5 Pyramid, 1 Rivers United. You see, it is just they were dominant in the game. But you see, there's one funny thing I noticed. from the 65th to 70 minutes, when the Rivers United side hold the ball, right fullback to central defender to central defender, left fullback, back to central defender.
No, Nigeria
They were just playing it.
like
Yeah.
Super Eagles.
They were just playing it. I was not saying, do these people actually know that they are losing 2 goals to
Super
because
Eagles
it was
Congo.
like 2 goals. The first goal came at for 52
They
minutes.
didn't want to concede more. So
The
that's
first
why
goal, maybe the first goal was 52 minutes, second goal was 58 minutes, and the third goal was 72 minutes.
Yeah.
You see, as soon as they break the deadlock, the goal started coming in. Are you getting it? But when the Rivers United coach Finidi George made a change and brought in one Zakaria and Emmanuel Emana, the Zakaria, even the commentator was saying he hopes that this Zakaria is going to start the next match. The guy came in
and gave them problems.
Problems from the left flank. He was doing his things. In short, they never won any ball from him. He was just producing some sting. Even at the almost at the stoppage time, about 89 minutes. Yes, he brought in a ball that Emana hit, but the reflexes of El Shanawi brought the ball. So at that point, they now realized that they need to score a goal. They now started coming out. So immediately, El Shanawi stopped that ball. They launched an attack too about the 92nd minute, but their striker, the Ewatin, missed that ball. So, but they outclassed the Rivers United side. The Rivers United side used all their energy in the first half. Coming to the second half, they disappeared. Let me use that word. They disappeared on the pitch. But it's a nice one, 3-0. I did say earlier that if Rivers United want to qualify, in every of their matches in Nigeria, in Liberation Stadium, Port Harcourt, they should ensure they get the maximum 3 points.
Even if it's 1-1 goal.
Even though it's 1 goal, just secure the maximum 3 points. Then perhaps you can go and look for one away draw and just have that 10 points. That 10 points, it's okay. You will qualify for the group stage. So, but it's a nice one. Finidi George should just go back to his drawing board and ensure that he filled in players that will give him results.
Chima, in that game, how tactical was Finidi George?
Like you always say, you always say that Finidi George does not like tactics. So I didn't want to believe you before, but when I saw that interview that day, I started to think about what you usually say, that Finidi George is a man that say, although I've not heard of him saying
me too, I've not heard of him.
To be honest. That day when I was listening to that, we have not prepared. When the time comes, so I begin to think, would that be easy what you told me? That's really.
But remember, you said that maybe that's his own tactics.
So maybe not having a tactics is his own tactics too. Also, that is what I said. That because if you watch that game now too, everybody was just playing. Maybe they might have tactics, but maybe their tactics did not show. Because when you are playing against a bigger team or team that oppress you in that manner, your tactics will not show. But definitely, if they are a very, very good team, I don't expect that kind of goal. That was the fastest, like one of the fastest hat-trick in CAF Champions League. Under 20 minutes, one player just scored you 3 goals after goalless draw. So that means you just exhausted all your energy, everything running up and down in the first half. So without conserving, so that you have already played all your game in the first half. So that team now coming into the second half, they already knew that okay, they already. And football is 90 minutes. You can be leading 5-0 in the first half. Second half, if you cannot maintain it, they can come back and score you six goals. So this is CAF Champions League now. It's different from qualify. This is CAF Champions League proper. So those people that they played in the this thing, I said this thing that when I saw their game, the last qualifying game they played before this other one, I was not really impressed with the way they played 3-1 at home. 1 penalty, maybe 2 penalty or so. The way I saw that game, I was not really impressed. So I knew that all these teams were going to come aboard. I was thinking that Finidi George with all his experience, maybe he's going to come aboard. There again, he cannot give what they don't have because maybe the kind of set of players they have. Probably he might try all his tactics, but maybe the tactics are not enough. Maybe those players cannot assimilate that kind of time. Because even if a coach pay you 1 million, if they give you 1 million naira, go and do this, go, run the flank from here to up and come down. If you don't have the energy, if you like take Lucozade boost, take anything you want to take, you will not be able to do it. So I feel like those pyramid players are fitter, they are more experienced. And in this game, I think they are bigger than our Rivers United players. So we must be honest. But the only thing they can do to show us is their next home games in Port Harcourt here, like he said, if they can defend well, because now they did not score away. By the time those guys will come home again, now they might score. They might even score Rivers United first. As well. So look at the team that they played against that scored them at home. And now, if those teams, African football, as far as I'm concerned, anytime a team, even if you are playing against the smallest team in that group, if they score you first, African football, we like to pack balls so well that in fact you will stop. If you check the result of other teams, you see so many surprising
0-0,
results. Those are 1-0, 2-0. You see teams that, even when you want to play in sportive, you see the odd there that this team, they give them maybe 15 odd, 20 odd against 1.20 odd. Yet they could not even score up to 2 or 3 goals in that game. So definitely Rivers United, they must come back, reschedule well, check their program where Finidi George must come up with a very game, because playing in the MPFL is quite different from CAF champion. Now you know the PL, although he's doing well in the MPFL, but now that experience, you must show that you're a bigger team if you must perform in CAF champion. In fact, you might not even be playing well in the MPFL, but in that CAF Champions League, if you have the experience, you come with a different strategy. That is when people can respect you, and knowing fully well that he left the job of a Super Eagles coach, and now people have been agitating that Finidi George is one of the biggest teams to come out of Nigerian football now as a coach. Now definitely he needs to prove that with this Rivers United in this CAF Champions League.
What do you expect in the second leg from Finidi George from Rivers United?
I expected 90 minutes with Rivers United winning, but one or two things. When Finidi George left abroad and came into Nigeria to explore his coaching prowess, unknown to many people, legendary status as a player, but not yet legendary as a coach. He came to Plateau United. I watched few of his match while he was in Plateau.
He played there, no?
Yeah, you coach. He won the league. Now, when he came, he won the league. So when he came, a few matches I watch him on the sidelines, giving his players, dishing out tactical, you understand, instructions to his players and all of that. So when he applied for the Super Eagles job, I think the Osimhen issue brought out Finidi George, a lot of social media and all of that. He now went to Imba. His term in Imba is short-lived. Now he's in Rivers United. He's doing well. But there's something I noticed with Finidi George. He stand on the sidelines. He doesn't talk.
Maybe he's imitating...
See.
No, Onubide. You see, he has done all his assignments.
Present-day football, for you to be able to stay on the game and produce result as a coach, because
you need to talk.
You need to talk. You need to dish out
instructions.
At most, every 10 minutes, you dish out technical or tactical instruction to your player for them to follow, because you are the coach. Perhaps what you taught them in training ground, they are not doing it or executing it in the pitch. You have to inform them. But he stands on the sideline, not saying anything. I was just watching him against the pyramid side. He was just standing there. He was just watching. I was just looking the pyramid coach. Yes. He was dishing out instruction. But if he was not saying anything, he was just standing there. Few minutes time, he would turn and look at his technical. He would look at the pitch. He was not saying anything. So he goes a long way.
He's naturally a quiet man.
A quiet man. In modern football, quiet men don't coach football.
If I thought they would still win us.
Quiet men don't do it now in football. You can't be quiet now in modern football.
Pepe does not want to waste his energy because he knows that.
Chima, you know that it is because of those radical coaches back then. They stopped smoking of cigarettes from the dugout, and they started issuing some certain kind of yellow kind of red card. They are Arrigo Sachis of this world.
Mauricio Sarri.
Even Oscar Tabarez. Many of them, they smoke. You understand? So coaching job sometimes is even, it gives you high blood pressure than even a player playing on the pitch. So you must dish out instructions, because it is not every instruction that you give to your player that they do when they get into the pitch. Tactical approach and all of that. So you need to be on top of the game. You need to pass out instructions. So Coach Finidi George will ensure that he talks, he goes on top of his voice, he dish out instruction as at when due, not just standing there keeping his hand akimbo and watching the guys play, even when they are not even playing to the instruction he has actually dished out. But I wish him all the best. Let him get prepared in the home match. If they come to Port Harcourt, any team in the group that comes to Port Harcourt, let him ensure that he gets the required 9 points.
Anyway, I want to advise Coach Finidi, any of his home matches that is being played here, you should make sure he wins that one. Be it is in Nuka or in a hook or crook, any way he wants to do it. by hook or by a crook, any way he wants to do it, let him make sure that he win all his home matches. Then I see if he can get an away draw. So that will give him 10 points.